Hi subscribers and welcome back to the channel. My name is Dominic James Murray, CEO, IFA and founder here at Cameron James. Guys, if you'd like to have a free initial consultation with myself or one of our senior financial advisors, you can book in below via the calendar link in description to find a date and a time which is most suitable for yourself, or you can head over to our website and carry on your due diligence of ourselves before you want to make an appointment. Okay guys, today I'm going to be discussing the fact that CETVs are decreasing. This is a fact and there's no hiding from it now. To give a little bit of a backtrack to this, and there's actually a video I did a couple of weeks ago which my team, or whichever corner it is, for you to watch that one as well. So effectively what has happened over the course of time is, since the financial crisis of 2008-2009, the base rate in the UK has been taken to all-time artificial lows. People forget, in 2007 and 2008, the base rate in the UK was around 5%. Now, I remember this when I was much younger with my ISA account, and I'd be saying, great, I can lock in my ISA for 1 year or 2 years or 3 years, whatever it is, and get a deal, 5, 6, 7%. Those days are gone since the financial crisis. So what it has meant is, ever since the financial crisis, and particularly in 2020 and 2021, people have been getting ridiculous CETV values because the base rate was at 0.1%. As you can see from the Bank of England on their website, all this information is free and available for you to review. If you look at the chart, you can literally see the jump that we've had at the start of 2022. From the top of my head, I believe there's been 3 interest rate changes already in 2022. Now, even the most strongest of economists would have unlikely have predicted 3 Bank of England interest rate changes at the start of this year. On the other side of the pond, we've got the Fed, who is also raising interest rates. And the problem you've got as DB holders is, once the Fed and Bank of England dig their heels in and say, we're going to start raising interest rates, it's going to be very, very strange for them to backtrack on that and bring them back down to all-time lows. So what does this mean for you with your cash equivalent transfer values? Basically, if you have a cash equivalent transfer value from 2020 or 2021, forget it. It's gone, and there's a possibility you will never get as good a CETV ever again. Obviously, I have to be very careful what I say, because for all I know, the Bank of England could take the base rate back down to 0.1%, and interest rates are not the only factor which affects CETVs. However, in my professional experience, they are likely, I would say, again, I have to be careful from a compliance perspective, but I would say they are likely the biggest factor that increases or decreases CETV values. The only other time you maybe see something is if a scheme really wants to close or get rid of members and they're offering enhanced CETV values. So what does this mean for you? In 2022, your CETV is not going to be good as 2020 or 2021. Some clients find this really shocking. They say, well, Dominic, I had a CETV in 2020. I've been waiting. With all the index linking, the inflation proof, etc., I assumed it would have gone up in value. I'm now getting a CETV, sometimes it's just hundreds of £1,000s of less of what it was previously. Currently dealing with a client at the moment whose DB scheme doesn't close until the 1st of September 2022. He was 1.2 million, it's now gone to 950 over the space of the past 3 months because of the base rate inside the calculations. We even had a client who actually went back to Mercer and asked for the calculations, and they provided the client with all of the calculations, and the biggest factor was a 0.5 change in the base rate from 0.5 to 1% over the period of time that he got his CETVs at the start of this year. So basically what I can say to you is, it's not as good a deal as 2020 or 2021, but what you have to ask yourself is your CETV deal going to get better, or is your CETV deal going to get worse? I can't categorically say that they will get better or worse, but if you read the news, if you read everything that you can about the base rate, the Bank of England and the Fed, both of those institutions have gone on record clearly saying we expect further base rate increases over the course of the coming year, particularly 2022, in order to try and curb inflation. So if you're in the first camp and you think, I think what the Bank of England and the Fed have said is likely going to happen, it means the base rate is going to continue to go up, which means your transfer values of CETVs are going to continue to go down. If for some reason you think around the corner there's a second pandemic or an even bigger global pandemic and governments are going to have to bring interest rates all the way back down to 0.1% in the UK as we had, then possibly there could be an advantage for waiting for a new CETV. However, my personal opinion, I can't say it as financial advice from a compliance perspective, but my personal opinion is that interest rates, the base rate is going to continue to rise. This has an effect on gilt rates, which then has a big effect on CETV value. So anybody who's considering or looking at doing a pension transfer right now, even if you're not sure yet, put your CETV request in, get that figure, guaranteed CETV value in writing, then you've got 3 months to decide what to do. Over the course of those 3 months, if you change your mind and say, actually, I really like my DB scheme, or I want to wait a year, or I want to wait 6 months, you don't have to do anything with it. If you take another CETV in 6 months' time, yes, you'd have to pay £250 for a second CETV report, but £250 in the grand scheme of hundreds of thousands or millions of pounds in your pension pot is so minuscule that you really don't need to worry about it. Personally, if it was me, I would be getting CETVs all the time to understand what deal am I getting and what's happening. But in the current environment, I would suggest locking in a CETV so you have the option to transfer out at potentially now what is a higher value than maybe later in 2022 or heading into 2023. Guys, I hope this has been a useful video for you. Please do always comment, like and subscribe below so we know that our content is valuable and that you're liking it. And as always, you can book in for a free consultation whenever you need. Thanks very much, guys, and I look forward to speaking with you soon.